What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about why, if you're starting from brand new, you need to be running paid advertising, and why you're wasting your time if you're just trying to rely on the organic algorithm to push your message out there. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly why I believe in the power of paid advertising and how to run ads profitably, right? Because the reason why most people don't want to run ads is because they're afraid of spending a little bit of money to get a return for the ads that they're running. It's a beautiful day out here in Scottsdale. Wow, it's absolutely gorgeous. But let's jump right into it. If you have never been here before, my name is Nick. I run a consulting company that teaches sports coaches how to monetize online through remote training programs, marketing and sales. The biggest problem that most sports coaches have, right? Why is that? Well, because they're sports guys, right? All they've ever cared about is coaching athletes, which is 100% understandable, right? That's why you want to, or that's why you got into it, right? So you could actually coach people, so you could actually make an impact in your sport, right? So I help guys, obviously, package up their skills, sell it on the internet in a remote training offer. If you want more information, go ahead, check out the main video on my channel. It'll tell you everything about me, the clients I've worked with, what I do to help my guys, etc. But in this video, we're going to be talking about paid advertising, right? And I'm not going to lie, when I first started doing this, I really didn't believe in paid ads. I didn't think that it was necessary because I'd had some success organically. But if you're starting from scratch, the game is working against you, right? And what I mean by that is, most people, when they are starting out in their businesses, have, no reach, right? And the thing about, social media marketing, let's say, is that the reach is kind of exponential in nature, if that makes sense, right? So if you have 100,000 followers, it's a lot easier for one of your posts to get a ton of reach because you have a much larger guaranteed reach, right? And so what paid advertising does, it gives a chance to level the playing field, right? Because the only difference between organic advertising and paid advertising is that the paid advertising, the reach is guaranteed. So if you have a small account, you can pay a little bit of money to make sure that people are going to see your stuff, right? And in my opinion, that's super powerful, because if you know how to market, if you know how to sell, if you know how to speak to people's desires and, more importantly, fears, and you have an offer that makes sense to people, then, you can turn $1 into, 3, 5, 10, 20, 100. That's a little bit unrealistic, right? Not everybody, is going to have 100x return on their ad spend. And I would say most people are not going to have 100x return on their ad spend. But if you're starting from scratch, you can absolutely try to play the organic game, right? Play the organic game, grow a following, and then sell to your following, right? And that's cool. That's absolutely cool. But just understand that something like that is going to take a lot of time. And the reason why it's going to take a lot of time is because something like that takes a lot of skill, right? There's a huge difference between making content that gets people's attention and making content that, is going to convert into actual sales, right? Because most people are going on social media strictly for the purpose of being entertained, right? And so when you are running paid advertising, we are more so interrupting their entertainment to press on a pain point, right? Whereas the organic marketing, right, what most people with a big following in the organic space do is, they make a bunch of really entertaining, engaging content, and they rack up a huge audience. And it's kind of funny because I work with guys who have, 50 plus K, 70K plus, 100K plus, and they had been struggling to monetize their following, mostly because they didn't know what they were doing, right? But the guys who are starting from scratch and listen to my advice right off the rip are able to build an audience that has a problem that they need solved, right? So that's the biggest difference between, like, let's say an account with a huge organic reach and let's say a smaller account, but they've used paid advertising to grow their audience. Because when you use paid advertising to grow your audience, you can be a lot more specific about who you want to get on your page. And you can call out people directly, say, hey, if you have this problem and you want to get this outcome, then follow me, right? And that way you can build your following based on people who actually want to get their problems solved, right? Whereas my clients with a ton of followers, you know, all power to them. They're trying to grow their audience. They're trying to grow their reach, especially because they get paid off brand deals, right? But they could get paid way more if they focused on a specific person, on a specific avatar, and made content specifically for them. If they were more concerned with growing a business than they were growing their following, right? And if you guys are watching this right now, yes, I'm calling you out because I hear a lot of them talk about, you know, watch time and viewership and things like that. And all those things are great, right? But you know, why are they paying me to learn how to make money if they're so good, if views and if reach is so important, right? And at the time of recording this, I have around 2,000 followers on Instagram, maybe 40 subscribers on YouTube, right? My 40 subscribers on YouTube is why I get people posting in my comments section, hey, you're a scammer. There's no way you could be making the amount of money that you say you do because you only have 40 subscribers on YouTube, right? But it's not about the reach, right? It's about helping people with a very specific problem and then charging a high price point for it so that you can make your ads profitable, right? So I'm a huge believer in running paid ads because number one, I run them and they work for me, right? I put in $1 and I get 10 back. Why would I stop doing that? I literally have a money printer, a slot machine, where every time I put a quarter in, I get 10 quarters back. How many times would you play that slot machine? As many times as you possibly could, if you knew how to do it, right? But that takes skill, okay? But, you know, being able to play the paid advertising game, being able to push your message out there and getting the specific types of people that you want to watch your stuff is going to serve you so much more in business, and it's going to show results much quicker, right? These people who are growing their organic followings, you know, they've been doing it for over a year, right? They've been doing it for over a year. That's why they're able to get good at getting people's attention, right? But all they care about is engagement, is viewership. So why are they asking me how to make money if they're so good at social media, right? So that's not to say that you don't want to be able to be engaging and grab people's attention and everything like that, right? It's definitely important, especially in today's day and age. You have to understand those skills, even if you're going to run paid ads, right? You have to be able to capture somebody's attention if you're going to run paid ads. But what they're missing is they care about casting the widest net that they possibly can. But the problem is, none of them sell anything that is going to be applicable to their entire audience. So why would we try and cast a gigantic net and, you know, get as many people on our Instagram page as possible when only a very small percentage of those people are ever going to convert into our clients, into our paying customers, right? So in my opinion, the reason why you need to be running paid ads is because you can target people very specifically, build an audience of people that is looking to have their problems solved because of the way that you've constructed the advertisements, right? The way that you're calling out those specific people. If you can do that in your ads, then you're going to build an audience that actually has a problem that they want to solve, right? A lot of these guys that I work with that have a huge following spend so much of their time digging through You know, all these kids who are just like, I want free stuff, I want free stuff, I want free stuff, right? There's nothing wrong with free stuff. But if you're trying to do this for a living, you can't give everything away for free, right? Your one-on-one coaching time is worth money. Has to be, if you want to do this for a living. If you don't want to do this for a living, then yeah, go ahead, give away everything for free, be a great guy. But eventually you're going to be pissed off and say, wow, I should be charging money for this, right? So this is not me saying don't try and build a following. Definitely try and build a following, but build the right following. And the way that you can do that is by running paid advertising. Because if you have the middle of the funnel dialed in, and by middle of the funnel, I mean, you know, nurturing somebody and showing them that you can actually help them, right? After you capture their attention, if you have that dialed in, then you're going to be able to turn your advertisement dollars, $1 into 5, into 10, right? If you don't have the middle of the funnel dialed in, then you're going to be lighting your money on fire, right? But you want to build the right audience. You need to build the right audience. You don't just need to build an audience. You need to build the right audience, right? Because let's say you had 100,000 people following you and you were trying to sell baseball training, let's say, but all they cared about was football. Doesn't matter, right? Or let's say you build a following of people that think your baseball content is really interesting and fun and awesome, but none of them have a problem, and none of them have a problem that's painful enough to pull out their credit card. And those followers are worth $0, right? So what did we learn in this training? What did we learn in this video? Well, paid ads are the best way to build a following that you want, that is most likely to convert into paying customers, right? Number two, people with a ton of followers are not making as much money as you think that they are, right? Why? Because they're building a following of as many people as I can capture as possible. That's their goal. And when you do that, anybody who knows anything about marketing knows that rule number one is that if you're marketing to everybody, you're marketing to nobody. And they are marketing to everybody, right? Which is why they have a difficult time selling. Okay, so if you're just starting out, your advantage is that you can build the following that you want based on how you construct your advertisements, right? And so if you need help with that, obviously you could reach out to me. I would go ahead and check out the main video on my channel first to make sure that you actually vibe with me and like what I do, right? But if you already watch me, you already watch my stuff, and you're trying to figure out, Nick, what's the first step I need to take? I want to make money tomorrow, right? Put $10 into a boosted post and try and put it in front of people who have a very, very painful problem that they need to be solved. Put it in front of those people and then have conversations with them. And that's how you can turn $1 into 10, right? So if you need help implementing it, obviously hit me up. But I try and give as much, free value as possible here on YouTube, on Instagram, so that people can actually use my stuff and get results out of it. But if you want help implementing it, then go ahead, shoot me a DM on Instagram, booking a call with me here on my Calendly. You can, check out the description for that. But without further ado, I hope you got a ton of value out of this video. I hope you understand why you need to run paid ads if you're trying to go fast. If you don't care, if you're trying to go slow, then yeah, build the organic following. Just keep in mind that you want to make sure that you're building the right following, right? So when you go to try and sell to them, they actually have a painful enough problem to pay you. So hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, let me know, but I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.